Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Newcomers. Where are we coming from?
We're coming from Central Florida, the Villages,
Where's that?
right in the center of state.
About 60 miles north of Orlando.
That's right.
If we wanted to go to the beach, we could go east or west, about an hour and a half, and put our toes in the sand
Yeah.
and feel the ocean. So that's where we are. And we're in the middle of a big retirement community.
We are 55 plus, and we span about how many miles, Jerry?
80 square miles, something like
more.
that.
Yeah. And it's growing every day.
Each week we try to bring you tidbits from our life and little things we learn about retirement that we hope will help you and yours.
And we answer questions from viewers, and we appreciate you sending in all the questions you have.
Now, before we get started, you guys probably see down there in the corner that little red square. Hit that and you can subscribe to our channel. And if you want to be notified every time we put out a video, hit that little bell that you see down below, and that will tell you when we put things out. We would really appreciate that because it helps our channel. On today's show, who runs the Villages? It's breeding season.
Will the Villages health care take Medicare?
Is the prison a secret?
Shh. All that and more.
Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Peculiarium. I got it. That's it. That was it. The travel peculiarium. Got it done. Mr. Peculiar's traveling. We're not in here.
I absolutely love these shirts. We got them Friday night.
Woohoo!
We were down in Brownwood listening to the music. We stayed in our golf cart. In fact, we didn't even know who the band was. But it was just a good time, and it was a crowded night, and the weather was just so good. And while we were there, not only did we meet Santa Claus,
We did.
our friend Bob White came by to see us. Lots of people came by. But Dave Baturla came by and gave us these shirts. He's the president of the Village's Deadheads.
Well, they can see us coming.
Yeah,
Can't they?
and it's I absolutely love this shirt. The back has a Jerry Garcia. Can you see?
Ooh, yeah.
So thanks to him and his wife Jill, two of the nicest, sweetest people you'd ever meet.
And they had the cutest little puppies in the back end of their cart. Oh my gosh, they were adorable.
Listen to this. They named those pups Minnie and Cooper.
Right.
That's really cool. And Dave's been going through some health issues, so you might want to include him in your prayers.
That's right.
We would appreciate that. And we went golfing the other day.
We tried.
Yeah,
I tried.
we did not set it on fire, but we belong to a Thursday group in
What course did we go to? It was a gorgeous course.
Lowlands.
Lowlands. Oh my goodness. It's right by Edna's.
Edna's on the green.
It has a beautiful layout. And, you know, I couldn't do really great on it. But I tell you one thing. It was just lovely to be on that course. And the weather was perfect. It was in the 70s. We just enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, you don't even keep score, do you?
We didn't. The girls didn't do it. We just kind of said, let's just play.
That's the way golf is here. You make it as serious as you want. Mm-hmm. Now, us men, we had a little game where my cart,
Yeah.
myself and Rick Caruso played against the other cart, which was Ken Stumpmeyer and Mike Shore, and we got beat, but we didn't play for money. We just played for the fun of it. But that's a lot of fun, and it's like that's how golf is here. You make it as serious as you want it to be.
Yeah, at one time, Jerry, my ball rolled all the way down the cart path and just lodged right in the little gutter between the grass and the cart path. I mean, do not ever hit a ball from that spot. We were with a couple that did that, and she hit the ball. It bounced back and smacked her in the head, and she ended up playing with a goose egg all across her head the whole rest of the time. We couldn't even get her to stop playing. I'm going, you got a goose egg, you got a goose egg.
There is no chance you would have hit that ball there.
No, I did not, though. No, I picked it up and threw it in. No, you got to pick it up and throw it. When it gets caught on that little spot, pick it up and throw it. Anyway, good time.
Well, and while they were there, we're on about the 6th green, and we look up, and these girls, instead of golfing, They were all climbed up on this big rock getting a picture.
Photo op.
I mean, this golf course is backed up all the way down there, and they stopped to get a little girly shot.
And what was kind of fun is we asked one of the yard people, what do you call them? The landscapers. They were driving by, and I said, hey, would you stop and take our picture?
Can you believe they did
were on
that?
the clock.
And of course, you can see we wouldn't let them get ahead of us, so we did the same thing.
Yeah, we did.
Here are a few more of the folks that golf with us on Thursdays. A great group. It's never the same each week because everybody has other obligations from time to time, and so but that's how you can make friends, and you can sub in and out and come as you please.
Yeah.
If you were going to ever do a lifestyle preview, I just wanted to make note that the middle of March is a pretty good time to do it.
Yeah.
The weather right now is absolutely perfect.
Amazing.
We are enjoying every minute outside, and it's only going to get hotter from here on out. So up until the end of March probably is your best time, and the closer to the middle of summer, probably the worst time.
Yes.
So keep that in mind, and of course they price it accordingly. But if you were here right now, you'd not only get the great weather, you'd get to see the big crowds.
Yeah.
The best entertainment is here during this time of year.
That's right.
And it's just a great place to be. Do you all know what this is? Who knows what that is? I'm not going to tell you for a minute. See it? Some of you know, don't you? If you live in Louisiana, you know. It's a baby.
That's baby
And you
Jesus.
get it out of your king cake. And that's where we got that. Courtesy of Sharon and Mike DeBose. They're always so kind to us.
Baton
And
Rouge.
you eat that king cake being careful that you're not going to swallow the baby.
It's fun to eat that cake and find that little baby. That cake is delicious.
You've been working pretty hard lately.
I have.
You have.
Oh, working on taxes.
Taxes.
Yeah. Ah, see my hair? I turned really gray right there.
It's hard for us. It's a little bit stressful.
Very stressful.
With the blog here, you know, we've got a lot of things coming in and out of it, and our tax guy up and quit. We called him about 3 days ago, and he said, "Didn't you get my letter back in August?" I said, "No, sir."
You know, you didn't. I did, but it said he was limited, and he was limiting his business. And I thought, well, he didn't say you're out, you're in. So I thought we were still in. And then we call him to set up appointment. We're out. Everybody's out. So we wish him well on his retirement, but we're really sad because he was awesome.
Thanks to everybody that watched Wednesday Night Live. We had a good time. We had an attorney on there, and we talked about golf cart laws, regulations, safety tips, and we want to thank Tim Babiaris for coming on. And you can go back and watch the replay of that. And that was good. And I think our viewers really appreciated that. Now, this Wednesday night, we're gonna hopefully have a real estate agent on that can talk to us about the state of the market and how the village is coping with it or stacking up, and whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. So join us Wednesday night if you can. We'd appreciate that. It's time for our viewer video.
Hi, Linda and Jerry. We've got a question for you. I'm Paula, and this is my husband, Tim. And we have been retired from the West Coast for a couple of years, living here in Carson City, Nevada. And actually, though, I'm a Hoosier. And I was born in a small country town between Terre Haute and Indianapolis on Highway 40. Can you guess what town that might be? But my cousin, Donna, who's a follower of yours, told me that we should check out the villages. So we did, and
now we have a design meeting in a couple of weeks for our mansion in Water's Edge. So we're coming to see the villages again here in a bit. One of the things we've been doing a lot of is watching the Facebook posts and the YouTubes of all the different villagers, what they're doing. And we've seen a couple of times, and this question, I brought it up on one of the Facebook posts, so I'm curious what you have to say about it too. There's a complaint every once in a while about the noise from the lawn care people when they're doing the lawns and blowing down the sidewalks and whatnot, and that happens everywhere. But it's happening at different days of the week, so that's almost every single day there's a cacophony happening from the lawn care folks. And it seemed to me that it would be it's a pretty simple task to coordinate that and have everybody use the same lawn care person, do it once a week, have it done, and not have the noise and volume throughout the rest of the week. Is that a thing? Is that a possibility?
Everybody on the block,
Yeah, or the whole block or the whole street.
not the whole town.
Not the whole, probably not the whole town. That would be something. But anyway, is that something that you think might be able to be done, or is this even an issue? Maybe this isn't an issue at all. But I'm just curious. Thanks for all your videos and everything, and we'll see you when we get there.
You are right. On some days there is lawnmower sounds. That's not the worst. The lawnmower sound, it's those darn blowers that they use at the end. Those things are loud. It's like you're on the deck of an aircraft carrier or something. And it would be an ideal world if everybody would get together. But the thing is, the only way you could possibly do that probably is to do it at the time you move in and everybody get together and hire the same guy. In our case, when we moved in, this guy that lived here had cut his own grass.
Yeah.
My neighbor behind me cuts his own grass. The guy behind over here hardly cuts his grass at all.
Oopsie.
You know, and since we've moved in, believe it or not, we have, I think, 6 of our neighbors now use our lawn guy. Yeah. And so that makes it a lot nicer. You are exactly right about that. But as far as it's being a simple fix, it's not. It isn't. You have to find a spot or time when everybody's dissatisfied with who they have, and then you hire the same guy.
Right. Check out this unique golf cart that we saw.
That is amazing. It's exactly like those little radio flyer wagons we had when we were kids and we bought our children. And look at that thing. It's beautiful. I really think that's the most interesting cart that I've seen here in the villages so far. And yesterday we saw Speed
Lightning.
No, what's his name? Mater's friend.
Lightning.
Not Buzz Lightyear.
Lightning.
Speed Lightning?
It's just lightning.
Speed McQueen? Maybe it's Speed McQueen. And that was a beautiful cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see so many carts in the villages. Some are, yesteryear carts. There's all kinds of brands of carts. There's so many replicas or so many kinds that are copying cars. It's just amazing what they come up with.
I think that was my biggest first impression of the villages were these beautiful, amazing golf carts. I've started a diet. Last Monday, I told you all this if you watched Wednesday night, I believe. Started this carnivore diet. I've already canceled that. I did it for 5 days and lost 9 pounds. And it was fun.
It was fun?
Well, no, it's fun to see that you've lost 9 pounds.
That is fun. That's the best part of a diet, when you see the scale going down.
Yeah. And I was feeling like she made me a pork chop. It was delicious, but it felt like a lead ball in my stomach. There's no potatoes for it to slide around on in there, and no macaroni and cheese. So I've decided to do what worked for me one other time. And that was something called Lose It. And what you do is they tell you, how much do you want to lose? And so I told them how much I want to lose. And they ask how tall you are and how heavy you are and whether you're lazy or whether you're energetic and, all that stuff. And by January, I'm hoping to be down to 215.
Oh.
That's what I put on there. And that's when I should be. And I can eat 2,500 calories a day to get there.
Okay.
Now, as my weight drops, I think my calories will drop.
Yeah. Yeah. He served him a plate, the pork chop, and he was sitting there all by itself.
It looks bad.
It looks sad. It was nothing with it. And he was going, I just want to do meat.
And you can have bacon with it if you want. But then you got pork chop and bacon. You don't have anything else. No bread, no nothing. So I'm really watching what I eat. That Lose It will count the calories of everything. And if you go to a chain type place like Outback or Cracker Barrel or any of those, they know what all of their foods are, and they'll put it in there for you. So I got a couple of buddies rounded up. We're going to do this together and see how it works. Yay. But hopefully, we'll all be slim and trim come Christmas time.
That's going to be fun to see. Yeah. It's breeding season here in the villages. You're going to see so many things happening. Little birds, little sandhill cranes walking around. So everybody be careful when you're driving, because they get near the roads with their parents, and you've got to watch out.
We're coming up to the end of the time when I would feel safe kayaking, because it's breeding season for gators as well. And those alligators become much more defensive and active this time of year. So it's a good time to see these animals, and even baby owls are being born.
Yeah.
These are right here in the villages, and so this is a great place if you're a wildlife photographer. You can find a lot of cool things to take pictures of.
I have noticed that on our cart rides. We have seen many alligators outside sunning themselves. They are out and they are big. So please stay away from the edges of the ponds if you can when you're golfing. Make sure you take that extra moment to look over the hill or over a rock or behind it, whatever, because they are out.
Here's a letter from Kim. Kim says, we're looking to move to the villages. I've heard recently that the villages' health care is not taking Medicare as primary insurance. And also, what hospitals and VA hospitals are nearby? Good question. It's very misleading. The villages' health care is not most of the doctors in the villages. It is a segment of them that belong to this parent company. And you are correct. They do not take Medicare unless you're part of the Advantage plan.
Right.
We are not, so we couldn't go to that. But there are other doctors here in the villages that will take Medicare. So feel free to do that. As far as the village's hospital, I would encourage you to call them directly and tell them, what your insurance is to see whether they would cover you or not. But we've had good luck at Leesburg Hospital,
Spanish Plains.
Plains. We've gone a lot of places and we've never been turned down.
Right.
So don't think that because the village's healthcare does not take Medicare, it means that all of the villages. No, it's a small segment.
Right. It's time for bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. To clean your lanai screens, you heard me talk about putting mild soap on there and washing it off with a hose. I discovered this by accident with a little broom. That's this week's bubble wrap.
Warmer temperatures are here, and that means spring is in the air. That also means pollen is in the air too, and it accumulates all over your lanai screens. I found a simple way to get it off and make your view clearer. Grab your nylon broom, and with back and forth motions, you can see the dust fly off. The trick is not to apply a lot of pressure. You don't want to dislodge the screen from the frame. That would not be good. I found sweeping up and down, then repeating the process side to side does the trick. I also discovered you may have to repeat the process a few times. I did mine 3 times. Up and down, side to side, do one section at a time so you don't miss a spot, and don't forget that area near the floor. It took me about 40 minutes to sweep my lanai screens. If you have a big area, it will take you a longer time. The proof of success is being able to see out without appearing like you're looking through a fog. I am pleased with my results.
Make sure you get the inside too, because you can see I'm still getting dust off. I'm Peter Bernard, and that's this week's bubble wrap.
That's another good tip, Peter. Boy, that looks like a tough job, though. It's a lot of sweeping that pollen. We have a glassed-in lanai, so honestly, we don't even notice it, do we?
No.
We don't notice it, but on a screen, I think it attaches. Mm-hmm. We notice our neighbor has a screen lanai, and especially after a windy day or a rain, his inside will look a little bit yellow or lime green colored.
Uh-huh.
So that's a good tip, and we appreciate you as always, Peter. And looks like you're back in the swing after a week off.
We missed you. It's time for Pet of the Week.
Hello, Jerry and Linda. This is Teddy Bear. He's a 12-year-old Jack Russell Pomeranian mix. You can see from his puppy picture how he got his name. Teddy's getting in shape for when we move to the village of Wellpoint in early 2025. His favorite pastime is playing frisbee. He may be 12 years old, but he still thinks he's 3. The Jack Russell Terrier in him likes to sniff out those pesky moles. Then he brings us the prize.
Teddy Bear.
The Jack Russell in him also likes to burrow.
What are you doing?
He loves to socialize with other dogs, And he even tolerates our cats. He also likes to lounge around in the pool and even take the car for a spin every now and then. He does tend to stay within the lines, but he'll let loose every now and then.
There! Come on, baby! Come on, baby! Yes, that's my good dog.
He's also looking forward to the next SantaCon in the Villages. We all love your show, and it has him dreaming of our future home in the Villages. So, we'll see you when we get there.
Hey, that's Teddy Bear. What a cool dog. And listen, that's the way you do a Pet of the Week. Thank you so much for that excellent job. Remember, folks, we love to see your pets. Do it just like that. Beautiful job. Thank you so much. And it looks like I've been sitting on that one for a little while. They may have already moved here, and we just want to say congratulations and welcome. Here's a letter from Susan. Susan says, my husband and I will be doing our visit in August. Could you give us a little information about the local government in the Villages? Is there a mayor or city council? Who sets the local ordinances? How are they elected? Well, that's a good question. I wish I knew more about it. Linda's done a lot of research.
We do not have a mayor, although it's a huge piece of property. Our government covers so many districts. We call them districts. They're special districts. They're called community development districts, and there's over 25.
What?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're including commercial districts, residential districts, special district dependent districts, which would be our water and that kind of thing, or our service districts would be our ambulance districts, and our hospital parts are, well...
For residential, do you know how many? 16?
There are 15 at this time right now, but it's growing, so it just gets bigger.
You know what? I think we need to ask Don Wiley.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. Thanks for reaching out to me on this question. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Don Wiley. Some people know me as Gold Wingnut. I also have a YouTube channel. Jerry and I and Linda and I have been friends for a few years now. I also have pretty good background in local government. I was a district supervisor for CDD 10 for about 8 years, and I also served on the project-wide advisory committee, and now I serve as a county commissioner on the Sumter County Board of County Commissioners. I'm actually the chairman this year. So let's talk about the district government, or the Villages government. The Villages per se does not have its own government. It has what's called a community development district. These are special purpose governments developed by the state legislature under Florida statute, chapter 190. And it gives them very limited power. Basically, what the CDD, or community development district, can do is maintenance of the facilities, the infrastructures that are owned by the CDD. It can put in place certain policies, and the district supervisors can help enforce some of those policies. But they can't make any laws, and they don't have any enforcement powers as far as like police or permitting or anything like that. That is all still left to the next higher level government. So it could be unincorporated Sumter County, unincorporated Marion County, or unincorporated Lake County. When I say unincorporated, these are parts of the county that aren't part of a city. The rest of it is part of a city. So most of the villages now, or all the new areas at least, are all in the city of Wildwood. Some of it is in Fruitland Park, some of it is in Lady Lake. And these are the bodies, either the cities or the county governments, that make the actual laws and enforce the rules and policies. So there's no mayor, there's no overall person in charge. There is a district manager who serves the same purpose as the county administrator or the city administrator. The county and city administrator and the district manager, they are the operational leader for the county, the city, or the community development districts, but they take their direction from the elected officials, which are either going to be community development district supervisors or county commissioners or city commissioners or the city council, whatever the terminology they might happen to use. So the real government is either the city or the county, but the CDDs that exist within the villages, they provide operational support and maintenance and operation. This is why when you go through the villages, it looks so much different than outside the villages, because the community development districts, they take charge of things like the streets, the greenery, cutting the grass, things like that. So that's it in a nutshell. So if you have, legal questions, law questions, can they legally do this or that, that goes to the city or the county. If you're concerned about how the grounds are kept, lighting, things like that, that goes to the village's community development district. I know it's clear as mud. It's a complicated process, but it has worked very, very well for the villages for the last 30 plus years. I hope that helps. I'm Don. Have a great day.
And if you want to know more about this, and you need to go to the districtgov.org, and they'll tell you more about the government. And also, there's also a special time in the of year, and you can go to the Resident Academy. And as a resident, you can go and take we got a diploma. It's a all-day thing from like 8:30 till 12:30. 4-hour program, and it tells you all about the government of the villages. It's a wonderful, wonderful activity. Also, on the first and the third Tuesdays of the month, you can get together at 10 o'clock in Brownwood off of Kessel Road, and they have a little presentation too about our government. So look online first, and you'll find all about the government. It's all collective.
We got a letter, it's kind of fun, from Jim and Val Perkins. They live in the village of Newell, and we appreciate them sending this in. They wanted to know the number of retention ponds in the villages. We have no idea. We couldn't find that. I know that they seem to be easier to spot down south. Have you noticed there seems to be more of them down in the southern portion, but
I think their ponds seem to be smaller, but there are a lot of them.
Yes, maybe smaller.
We have bigger ponds.
And a lot of our golf courses are used for the retention, but their idea is good because they thought about having a Lake Linda, or maybe Linda's Lagoon.
Yeah, I like that.
Wally's Water. And we thought that was a pretty good idea. I've always wanted the villages to name something after Gizmo, and we haven't seen anything, but wouldn't that be fun to have something named after our little buddy?
Yeah. Before we went on our cruise, I bought a new pair of shoes, and they were great. They felt wonderful. I had a great vacation. My feet felt wonderful, and I was taller because my sole was about that thick. And you know what? I felt like I was so tall to Jerry, and it was just...
We got down to about here.
Yeah. I was like, oh, look how tall I am. Oh, man, this is awesome. I'm seeing things I've never seen before, right? Well, anyway, this week, Jerry got him a new pair of shoes. Show him your shoes, Jerry.
Here's one of them. Ain't that pretty?
It's beautiful. Look at that pretty green.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
That dude's got a big foot.
He does.
But these are light. And
try to pack a couple pair of these when you're going on vacation. There goes all your luggage room.
And she likes them, but
I'm not so tall anymore. Man, I thought I had a foot up.
She gained about that far, and now I've gained about that far, so we're back to our normal.
We're back to normal.
Yeah. And we got these at Fleet Feet.
Great place. Great
place.
Yeah,
it's a nice store.
Yeah.
And Courtney waited on us, and she is a peach.
Yeah.
And did a wonderful job. So we appreciate her.
And she's
all
getting
the people.
married a couple weeks.
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
This next question is from Russell and Pam Hall. Hi, Linda and Jerry. Really enjoy Mailbag Monday. I was wondering if you come across golf cart drivers that seem to think they don't have to follow the rules. The ones that zip around the parking lots, in and out of the parking spaces, going up and down lane only, and not stopping at stop signs within the shopping areas. The stores are open to the public and are not strictly for residents of the villages.
What does that mean?
Well, like in the parking lots, you'll see golf carts going this way and that way, and I guess people that are in their cars coming from outside of the villages feel like, oh, we better watch out for those golf carts. And you do need to watch carefully for golf carts.
Yeah, some people think that because they're in a car, they're more important and should have the right of way over the golf carts. And I mean, technically that's true because they're much more dangerous than a golf cart.
Right.
We were coming down the street, you remember, day before yesterday, and there was construction vehicles parked on the side. So we went through the left, and here comes a car. He doesn't budge 1 inch for us, and we were in there first.
Yeah.
And but I don't think it's something unique to the villages. I think there are bad drivers everywhere.
Bad drivers everywhere. But if you're in a parking lot and you're in a car, please watch out for the golf carts. They do move, and sometimes you're not seeing them carefully around the rows. So just keep a lookout.
Yeah, and like Tim told us when we spoke to the attorney on Wednesday night, wear your seatbelt. We've had 2 serious things in the last week here because someone wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the golf cart. And one was fatal, and the other one required a hospital stay, and I don't know how bad that was. Yeah. But I would wear those seatbelts for sure. Marlene sent a letter to us, and she had what she considered to be a bad experience. She said that the prison, which is down there over 44, I don't know how to describe where it is exactly, off of 470, but it's close to some of the villages. Right now it's close to Monarch Grove and the villages of Eastport and some of those down there are going to be relatively close to it. And she felt like that in her words, they were tight-lipped, that the agents did not discuss it with her. Almost angry that I asked the question. How odd. Shouldn't that be something to disclose to potential buyers? The non-disclosure makes me question the integrity of the villages. And evidently she worked at a prison, so she wouldn't want to see a guard tower every day. Listen, you really can't see that. No. And the people we've talked to that live down there, they're not bothered by it. It's called the Coleman Federal Correctional, and it has thousands of inmates. And being a federal prison, it is very tightly guarded. Mm-hmm. Now, we're getting closer and closer with some of these other villages, but most people don't think that's going to be a problem. I did contact a sales rep and was told that they do disclose it. I do understand why you would be upset about them not mentioning it. However, we haven't heard of anybody being inconvenienced or disturbed or, moved because they were close to that prison. Mm-hmm. If you have had a problem living near the prison, please contact us and we'll give you airtime to tell everybody. Let's go to the word jumble. Now, last week, remember old bubble wrap was gone, Peter Bernard, so I decided to honor him with our word jumble. And the clue was specializes in useful tips, and the answer was bubble wrap. Today, we sprang, and later we will fall. I anticipate everybody getting that right. So don't tell us in the comments that you got it. I mean, don't give it away. And just let us know that you know by using your wit.
There are so many awesome acts coming to the villages. You need to go to the Sharon, the Savannah Center, the Tracy, and the Tierra del Sol Theater, and you're going to see all of this in the newspaper. Please go to the newspaper, or you can go to villagesentertainment.com.
What day?
And this comes out on Wednesdays, and that shows you everything that's happening and the big groups that are coming. We have coming up the Moody Blues, Jay and the Americans are coming. Oh, it's 9 to 5 musical. Oh, that's gonna be really fun.
Beginnings, that's the Chicago Tribute. And anyway, just check that Wednesday paper.
This Wednesday paper.
It's full of good stuff.
You're gonna love going.
And like I said earlier, during snowbird season, that is the absolute best entertainment we get all year because it's easier to get a big crowd.
Yeah. We had a friend go to the Tracy to see Howie Mandel. That was a nice, fun show. But I'm telling you what, it's great entertainment. Enjoy yourself. Buy a ticket.
And on March 27th, we're going to something amazing. Tell them what we're going to.
We're going to Mr. Swindle's traveling peculiarium in the Millennium Park in Wildwood.
Hallelujah. That's right. And it's like a big top. And we've seen some previews for it and looking really forward to that. It's going to be here for a long time, a couple of weeks, I think.
Nice.
Or an extended period anyway. And we'll give you more information as we get closer to that. But if you come on opening night, you'll probably see us over there. Oh, no.
What?
It's time for you know what. You always do so good with the sweet.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm ready. And this is from Eric Schmidt. Hi, Linda and Jerry. Just wanted to thank you for all the great informative videos. You guys have such a great way of sharing information. Thank you. I have a lifestyle visit next week and can't wait. Just wanted to share that you two are truly incredible, and thanks again for all the great info.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate that. And believe me, we're thankful when we get comments like this.
Yeah.
And not so thankful when we get comments like this.
Uh-oh.
This is from Suzanne. And Suzanne evidently has bad ideas about the villages because she says it is an adult Disney park for overindulgence. I don't know what overindulgence means.
If she thinks we're having a good time, we are.
Yeah. Overindulging in happiness. What a horrible thing to do.
Oh, don't be so happy out there, y'all.
What's that word? Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude? The German word?
Yeah.
It's for somebody that takes pleasure in the turmoils of others. And that's not what you see here a lot in the villages. You see a lot of happy people cheering each other on. And that's what we love about it. So if that's overindulgence, give me an extra cup of overindulgence.
Suzanne, I hope you find joy.
And now it's time for Jerry and Linda's shoutouts.
We have a lot of pictures to show you today of some of the greatest people you'll ever see anywhere. And we appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for writing in your questions, for writing in comments like Eric there. We even appreciate the comments, the salty comments, because it shows us that you're watching, and you must like it if you watch it. I don't watch anything I don't like.
That's right.
But so many great people. Look at them. And it's fun. Send us those pictures and we'll put them on. And if you can, shoot it in landscape. If you can't, I'll try to make do with it. But that's the way I like it.
Yeah.
I like it like that. This week, we're going to have another live show on Wednesday. As I said, we hope to bring you an agent from the real estate world and talk about the state of buying and selling and building and all those things. I've got a few feelers out, and hopefully we'll hear back from them and get them on the show. But we appreciate all of you for watching. At the end of today's show, I'm going to put a link to the show we put out Saturday morning. It was a behind-the-scenes look at how we film, record. And it shows me, doing my audio work underneath a blanket, and it shows behind here look at all of our giant mess.
The hours of typing.
Yeah, all that. And it's a fun show to watch. So at the end of the show today, you'll see that, and you can go right into it if you want.
There you go.
And that's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends, neighbors, relatives, and everybody you know. Until next time.
See you when you get here.
It's a peculiarity show. We're going to Mr. Swindle's peculiarium. Peculiarium. I found it! That's it. That was it. We're going to the travel peculiarium at Millennium Park in Wildwood. We're going to the traveling, we're going to Mr. Peculiar's traveling. We're going to see Mr. Peculiar's traveling. We're not in something peculiarities.
Swindle.
Oh, we're going to go to Mr. Swindle's traveling peculiarium in the Millennium Park. You got to go. We're going to Mr. I forgot his name. Mr. who?
Swindle.
Oh, Swindle.
Thank you.
Oh, I couldn't remember it. Mr. who? Mr. Swindle.
That's all I got to say about that. On something very often. But people don't agree on everything. But whatever I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Or maybe I'm done. I think I am done.
Are you done?
Question today.
Oh, I spent hours on that and couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. We're having a bad time.
Well, I think we need to start and
I
stop.
didn't like this at all.
Start and stop.
That was horrible.
I gotta do this.
Do I do it again? That's gonna be something.